Hey guys, excuse me. Welcome back to Glenna's World of Coloring. I wanted to do a coloring chat out of Bob Ross Color by Number for today. Yeah. And by the way, this is a pre-recorded video because I am working on the day you're seeing this. I did work, so I didn't want to get on here and do a video while I was working that day. You know, it'd be a lot. So I did the first page. This is what it looks like. It's really pretty. Now we're going to do the second page here, and each page is perforated, so yeah. All right, so let me get out my color key. Okay, here we go. First, is there any ones? We're just gonna go by what I can see for right now. So right there's a number 5. That'll be Y397. Okay. And we're gonna zoom in some. Y397 Canaria Yellow. Okay. So, how is everyone? Good, I hope. It's a pretty nice day today. I think it's like 76. Not sure. I'll have to check here in a second. But it's a nice day. I'm a little chilly, but not too bad. I usually just wear a tank top and a pair of shorts until it gets like really cold, like 50s, 40s, you know. I may get quiet during this one just because these details are so fine, you know. I don't want to mess anything up. But I have started my new list of animals that I want to sell in my pet store. I started that last night. Because it's going to be a long time before I can open a store. Like I said before, the building itself will probably be upwards of $200,000. So it's gonna be a long time, but it's gonna be freaking awesome. And I'll definitely get to make my videos then. The store will probably close at 7 or 8. And I'm gonna open it at 10 in the morning, 10 a.m. We'll be open from 10 to 7. So, let's see. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. I'll have to count that. I'm not very good at counting in my head. Let's see. I believe it's about 10 hours, maybe. Maybe less. I'm not sure. Y'all's probably like, look at this moron. And yes, I mean, I'm not very intelligent sometimes. Okay, so let's see. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 9 hours. I was close. I said about 10. It's about 9 hours. And if we do really good, I may keep it open a little bit later. If we do pretty good, I'll consider having the store be open an extra hour or two. And it probably won't be many days through the week at first, because I won't have any staff yet. It'll probably just be me mostly. Maybe one other person. Because when I start hiring people, I want to make sure that they are going to be qualified. You know, well, not really qualified, but I want to make sure that they're not going to be scared of handling any animals. If they are, you know, I'm not going to let them work with us. Because let's say, let's move on first. Let's go to 13. 13 is G554. Okay. G554, bronze green. But let's say you're working with maybe a rat snake or a corn snake, even really small snakes. Let's say you're working with those, and then the person you hire, let's say you didn't ask them if they're afraid of anything, like afraid of handling anything. Let's say you just hired them out of the blue. They came in, they wanted a job, you were like, yeah, sure. Didn't ask them any questions about any like fears or anything. And then one day a customer comes in and they're like, well, they're looking around, and then they come up to you, to that Jesus, I can't even speak. They come up to that employee, okay? And then they're like, I want to handle so-and-so snake. I'm thinking about buying it. And then that person is like, oh my God, I can't do that. I'm scared of snakes. I'm not going to be able to ever do that. So then they come up to like me, because I'll be the owner, and they'll be like, listen, I'm not comfortable doing this. I'm not okay to work here. I have to quit. And then you're out an employee. We did have that happen before, when I worked with the pet store. We did have that happen, actually, not with snakes, but crickets. And what we had to do, we had to scoop them up in our hands and count them and put them in a bag and tie the bag up and ring up those crickets for the customer. We had a girl that had started and somebody wanted crickets and she was up there and she panicked. She panicked and she left. She left the store without telling anyone that she wasn't doing the job anymore. She left us high and dry with one person in the store to ring up stuff, help customers, and do everything else. That was our store manager at the time. And that's why we always had to ask people after that if they were scared to handle any kind of animals at our store. I thought it was kind of stupid, you know. It's a bug. I mean, yeah, people are scared of bugs, but they can deal with them. This girl just flat out was like, nah, and she left. And that was just frustrating. You know, you're expected to do this stuff. I would think that she was smart enough to understand that she was going to have to handle crickets. But apparently not. Apparently not. So, that was that. And, we've had people that are scared to deal with like superworms and mealworms, but they got over it and they did their job. You know, they didn't just leave because they were afraid to handle a worm. Whew, alright. Gotta be very careful around these little areas. Now with this paper that these pictures are printed on, this isn't a very absorbing paper. So the marker doesn't bleed as bad. Now there's a fly in my way. Get away. That sucker will be dead tonight. I'll find it on a wall and I'll get my fly swatter out and it won't exist anymore. It'll just disintegrate. I hate flies with a passion. Flies always try to get into my ear. And I hate that. That's why I take it upon myself to smash every one that I find. So then it can't bother me. And I don't have to worry about that. But let's see, pet store. I'm gonna have snakes, spiders, small animals like guinea pigs and rabbits and hamsters. More than that. Let's see. Fish. Definitely gotta have fish. Oh, hold on one second. Where is it? Okay. I have to get my fly swatter ready because there's a fly flying around me. And it won't exist for much longer if it keeps landing where I can get to it. Okay. Anyway. There's a 13 on that corner there. But snakes, spiders, small animals, puppies and kittens. Let's see, frogs. Gotta have frogs. There'll be other stuff too. Obviously, you gotta have your supplies to be able to take care of the animals that you buy. Okay, is that all the 13s on the top? There's one. We're going to focus on the top for right now. The bottom has stuff as well. But for now, I want to focus on like the upper section and work my way down. But I got big plans. I do need to figure out how I want the layout of the store to be. Because you know when you walk into a pet store, you see all these cages with all these poor little animals in the little bitty tiny cages. For my store, that's not going to be what they're in. I'm either going to get a really big display for those animals, enough room for multiple animals to be in, or I'm going to get playpens for the animals to stay in. Because my rabbit, she is in a really big dog playpen. And it holds her just fine. And now, like little bitty rabbits, like baby rabbits, that would be perfect for little babies. But I'd have to get one that had the bars closer together because they could get their heads stuck, and we don't want that. So I won't be selling cages either. Now, like the really long cages, the really big cages that you see at pet stores, I will sell those. The really big ones. Not the really small ones. Heck no. This fly is getting on my dang nerves. Oh. Okay, I got it. I got it. Thank the Lord. Maybe it'll leave me alone now. Well, it's dead, so it probably will. But I hate flies. Hate flies so much. All right. And like bigger reptiles that people surrender. And I'm going to call it surrender because they can no longer care for it. Hello? Because they can no longer care for it and they have to get rid of it. So, animals that are surrendered, like bigger lizards or bigger fish, you know, those kind of things will have pretty good sized enclosures. And this stuff is going to cost a lot. But I want my pet store animals to have, you know, the best life that they can have. The best life they can have before they find a new home. Because some pet store animals I see, even in the store I used to work at, we would have just so many animals in a little tiny enclosure, and I'm like, why? Like mice, you know, you see mice, even feeders, you see them all cramped together in one little tiny thing, and it's like, just get like a 50-gallon tank, a 50-gallon long fish tank, and put 25 in. Because we would put 25 mice in a 10-gallon fish tank. And that is just not enough room. I understand that they are feeders. But even feeders, they need to have a better life as well. And that's what I really like about Snake Discovery on YouTube. They have their own pet store as well. And they have their mice and rats in these big rack systems. But the racks are really big. Well, they're not really big, but they're big enough to where every rat and every mouse has enough room for themselves. That's what I like about it. So if I have 50 rats coming in a shipment, I'm gonna have two 50-gallon long tanks for those mice to live in. You know, and give them toys to chew on for their teeth, because their teeth constantly grow. So they need to wear them down while they're at my store. It's not going to matter because they're just going to be fed to reptiles. But, you know, like I said, they're going to have the best life they can have in my place. And then, like our regular rats and mice that we're going to sell for pets, they're also going to be in pretty good enclosures. I am going to set up a cage, not like a traditional cage, like a big tall cage, like a bird cage, for the rats to have different levels to play on. You know, I want them to be able to have a good time. So, I mean, if nobody buys a rat and it's there for its whole life, you know, it'll have a good life. It will have a good life because it's in a proper cage. Now, I don't know, if it doesn't get sold for a long time, I'll probably take it home and have it as a pet. And now, like birds that I want to have to sell, I know that a few of the birds that I try to sell are not going to get bought for a long, long time because of how expensive they can be. So, like, I want to have a hyacinth macaw. They're so pretty, and I want to have one to sell in my store. Maybe even two. I'm not sure yet. I may have one just for a store pet. I may have two just for store pets because macaws don't like to be by themselves. We experienced this at the pet store. We had a macaw named Bella, and she would pull her feathers out because she was stressed that there was no other macaws to just be around. You know, they don't like to be by themselves. There's a few that probably love it, but the way I took it was that they were social animals. Now, I could be wrong, but I know that she was taken to the other store, the other location. It's in London. She was taken there and with other macaws, and she's okay now. She's good now. Now, I might just get two macaws to have for the store. Two macaws to have for store pets. And then if somebody wants one, I can do a special order. that's what my store is going to do. If you want a specific animal that we don't carry because of the pricing, I can do a special order for that animal. And when it gets there, they can come in and pay for it. And that's that. But, because I don't want to take a chance on buying a certain animal. Let's say like a emerald tree boa. They are very expensive. They are very expensive animals. If somebody wants one, I will order one. But if I were to already get one to sell, that price is going to be pretty steep. So I don't think it would be bought for quite a while. So I don't want my animals to just sit for quite a while. They would be happy because they would be in a really good setup. But I would not be happy because that's a setup that I could have for another animal to sell. You know, screw it. I'd be happy because I'd have it. But, you know, that's still a setup that I could have for something else. Okay, 14 G750. Where are you at, 750? There you are. Come on now. Okay. Alright, I don't need this fly swatter anymore. I might go over an hour today. I don't know. Maybe an hour 30. G750 emerald green. Yeah, I might do a hour 30-minute video today. I'm not sure. Just depends. But yeah, I don't want that poor animal to have to just be in the same place. I want it to go to a good home, someone who will handle it, tame it down. You know, I'm not going to have anything leaving my store aggressive and not tame. So, I will look up different ways to tame down specific animals. Jesus, my throat got really dry. But I will look up ways to tame down specific animals. It may take a little bit, and if it takes like longer than a few weeks, then I'll sell it anyway and just give the buyer or the customer the instructions on how to continue that process so that the snake or whatever other animal will not be aggressive, because nobody wants to get home trying to take their ball python out of their box and it strike first thing, you know. Nobody wants that. Now there's some animals that you really can't tame down because it's a lot of stress on those animals, like Chinese water dragons. It's pretty stressful to try to handle them. So they're more for like show animals. Not to take to shows, but to display animals. That's what I mean. They're more display animals. Because kind of look like iguanas, but they're slightly different. But those don't really need to be messed with much. Some tarantulas don't need to be messed with much because they're just not friendly. Some snakes are just not friendly. There's some animals that you never can tame. But it's always neat to have those animals just to care for and to have as a display piece. Now, I did try to look up where pet stores get their animals. Like if there was a specific breeder you could get certain animals from. I found where a lot of chain pet stores get their animals. And I'm not getting mine from there. No. A lot of pet stores, I'm not going to name any names because I don't want to be sued or anything. But a lot of pet stores get their rodents and small animals, puppies, kittens, whatever. They get a lot of that stuff from mills, actually. Like puppy mills, rabbit mills. I'm not going to do that. That just is disgusting to me. I'm going to find a respectable breeder and I'm gonna see how much they would charge, all that good stuff. You know, I will not purchase from a mill of any kind. That is cruel, that is wrong, and that is disgusting. That is why people don't like to buy from pet stores. Now, the pet store that I worked at, they treated their animals really well. But the thing is, I don't know where they source some of their animals. I don't know. I know they get their rabbits usually from a breeder. Thank God. From multiple different breeders. Thank God, like I said. But guinea pigs, hamsters, mice, rats, that kind of stuff. I don't know where they would get that stuff. I don't know. And I really don't like thinking about it because it's sad. And I don't want to ruin the image of the store that I have in my head. I loved that job. And they treated animals with respect and with proper care. Thank God. And one of the owners was actually really familiar with those animals too. He actually had like a biology degree or something to do with animals. He had a degree, so he knew a lot about the animals he was purchasing and caring for and all that good stuff. So that's what I liked about him. He actually knew what to do with the animals. And thankfully, a lot of that knowledge has rubbed off on me. So I know what to do mostly for those animals. But the way they did with the frogs, I kind of didn't like. Pac-Man frogs, they would be in one of the critter carriers, but they would just be on a wet paper towel. That's it. No bedding, no water, no nothing. Just, that's it. And I really didn't like that. Frogs should always have a source of water to drink. And they should have bedding to keep warm. You know, if that frog gets cold, what are you supposed to do? They didn't even have heating for the frogs. And frogs are supposed to have high humidity with a certain amount of heat, you know. They gotta have some kind of heat source, but they didn't have one. I'm gonna, with my pet store, I'm gonna actually set up little like 5-gallon tanks to have that stuff, heat, water, anything they need. You know, you gotta have that kind of stuff. And with this kind of business, you gotta have so many different insurances to protect all your stuff. It's a lot to deal with. But you gotta have insurance in case something happens to your store, in case something happens to your animals, in case something happens to your merchandise. You know, it's a lot. And I'll definitely have to save for quite a while. I think it'll be worth it in the end, though. I'd say by the time I'm 30, I'll have probably pretty close to what I need to have. And then it'll be so exciting. I've already found a few wholesaler sites for merchandise. I found a site that sells reptiles, like a breeder site that sells reptiles. Now, I don't know if these sites will be much in like 9-10 years. Maybe. First thing I gotta worry about though is I've got to worry about having a place to actually live. I want to get a trailer to live in. And then I'll have more space for the rabbit. I'll have more space for, you know, other animals. Because I want to have a snake so bad. But I'm under my dad's roof, so that's a no. You know, you don't want to piss your family off. You really don't. Let me get that yellow back out. And when I get my own place, I've wanted ferrets for quite a while, but I don't know if they'd be the right pets for me, because they need upwards of like 5 hours out a day. And you have to be watching them pretty closely as well. I already have a rabbit that I need to watch pretty close. So, yeah, I don't know. And I want to get her like a friend. But the problem is you never know for sure if you're getting the same gender rabbit. And I don't have any I don't have any rabbit rescues around me. So a pet store would be like my only option. Of course, the store that I used to work at. I'm not going to go to no, like, chain pet stores and get something like that because I know where their stock comes from. And I don't like it. I don't like it. So, none of that. Okay, I think that's all the 14s up above because I'm not doing anything at the bottom right now. Okay, the bottom will probably be for off camera. Alright, what do we got? We got 8s, we got 7s, 27, 30, 16. Let's do 16s first. 16 GF 840. There it is. This stuff needs to be moved off the top. Okay. Alright, my chips are in the way. Let's see. I really don't know where to put them. Right there's fine. Okay. We got G860 or G840. Right? 16, yes. G840 deep green. But I hope you guys enjoy, well, it's the wrong end. I hope you guys enjoy the talk about the pet store. Hopefully, later on, if any of you are in Kentucky, you can come and check it out. Obviously, it'll be quite a while. But, you know, I just can't wait. I'm thinking if I do one care sheet a week, so like one care sheet for like a sugar glider, and then the next week I do another different animal, and then the next week and the next week, I think I'll get pretty dang close to my goal. I don't know though. I don't know how many I want to do in a week. Let's see. For kittens, I kind of want to have like a big glass enclosure in the front. Kind of want the, ooh, Jesus, like a glass in the front, and then like a back part to be able to get in to get the kittens if somebody wants to adopt one. It's so exciting to think about this stuff. There's a 13. That's okay, we'll get to that maybe later. I'm just gonna be like designing what I want everything to look like. First, I'll probably work on like the banner or like the sign for the store. What I want the sign to look like. I already have the name in mind. I already got the name. I just need to figure out what I want the logo to look like. I kind of have an idea for it. Yeah. I'll have to figure out where to order like the shelving and everything. It'll be a lot to deal with, but it'll be fun at the same time because I'll get to be ordering stuff to sell and all kinds of good stuff. I'm so excited. Okay, let's do 7s. Y468. 468. There's 494. Need 468. It's 488. There it is. 468 or Y468 taffy. I think the thing that'll be really fun is doing the care sheets. Anyone that comes in the store and adopts an animal will be given a care sheet on how to take care of them. And I always look at multiple sources. when I do a care sheet. Like my rabbit, I went from YouTube, like rabbit YouTubers, to a couple sites online, to a couple more sites online to see what everybody had to say. And the ones that I really liked were the ones that told me what they need to eat, like what they can eat. Ones that said what their setup should be like. And then ones that were talking about like free roaming and stuff. I really enjoy making care sheets. And I actually made one for a Pac-Man frog before, because I was going to get one, and then I didn't. And then I wanted a leopard gecko. So I made a care sheet, and then I didn't get that. And then I stopped at a rabbit, and I have one of those. Now, some rabbits can be on their own. Mine probably can, but I did want to get her a friend. She's been on her own ever since I got her. They do like to have other rabbits around, but I just don't have the space or the time for 2 rabbits. Maybe in the future I'll get another one when I have more room, so that when I'm gone to work, she won't be so lonely. Because if I'm running the pet store, you know, I need to be there every day. Oh, did you nap? She just got up from her nap. But if it's my store, then I need to be there. I just killed a gnat. Okay. We're about an hour in. I'm wondering what video I'm going to make for Friday, because I got to work Friday night as well. All I really did Wednesday, or Monday, stupid, was computer work. I didn't really do much more than that. I took a little break. I just smudged the crap out of my glasses. Hold on one second. And I can't see the numbers without my glasses. Not good, at least. I'll have to get right up on it to be able to see. Okay. But yes, didn't do much Monday. But Wednesday, I have to finish my computer stuff. And then I will be recovering the store. More than likely, I'll be running the register some. And their system is very different from the last retail job that I had. Kind of similar to the pet store job, but I actually found the app that they were using at the pet store, and I'm going to be using that app because it's what I know. It's what I know, so I was like, hey, I'm going to find this app because it was on an iPad. I've got an iPad, so I looked it up and I was like, ah, there it is. So I wrote it down, what the name of the app was. Hopefully I'll be able to remember like 8 to 10 years from now. It's crazy just thinking about like how long it'll be. But like I said, it'll definitely be worth it. Let's see. Let's go back to 13. 554. Go ahead and fix that. I just gotta figure out how to connect a receipt printer to the app. I'm sure I can figure it out. All right, so there's the 13. Let me do this other 13. Hopefully with this new job, I can save up a bit of money. And get me a car. Because once I'm able to get a car, I'll be able to work on getting my license. And then I can work wherever I want to. And I kind of want to go back to my pet store job. I'm sure they would like to have me back. Okay, 16 was $8.40. Okay, deep green. I'd like to go back to that job. Maybe with this job I'll make decent money in a year. I know it's not going to be like instant to start seeing my money build up. But once I get to 20, 30,000, maybe 40,000, I'll be like, I'm doing pretty good. I'd be able to buy a new car by then, but I don't want to just spend money if I don't need to. Now, I do that all by myself. But, okay, let's do 27. E182. 182. Let's see. There's 191. There's 189. I know what I'm looking for. Let's see. 182. There it is. There's E182 putty. But yeah, once that money starts to build up, it'll hit me, you know, how much I'm actually making. And I don't want to go out and buy like a new car or something if I don't need to. So like if my old junk car, oh, you probably see me right now. Hello. But if my old junk car is still good, then I'm not going to worry about a new car. I don't need the newest car in the lot, you know. I just need a car that works. That works and is in pretty good condition. And then like a trailer, you know, I don't need no big fancy $100,000 trailer. Just one that's like 50. That would be just fine. Maybe less than that, you know, I don't need a lot of space because it's just me and my rabbit. More than likely a frog. I see on YouTube these people that have frogs and they'll sit and they'll just hold them for like the whole video, and I'm like, please don't do that, because frogs absorb stuff through their skin. So if you've got any like hand sanitizer or perfume or lotion, they will absorb that, and that could make them sick. Or it could kill them. So I don't recommend it. I really don't recommend holding frogs that much. They're more display animals, just like the water dragons. Frogs really should only be handled when you're getting them out of their enclosure to clean it. And then if you have like a bioactive enclosure with like isopods and stuff like that, you really don't need to clean it that much. So yeah, there's not much reason to handle a frog besides cleaning. Unless you're doing like a YouTube video and showing your frog, showing your animals, then you could hold it for like a very short amount of time, maybe like 10 minutes, maybe less than that. And like on my care guide, I'm gonna put do not handle frog unless absolutely necessary. I'm gonna put a little disclaimer on there. Okay, I think I'm gonna get the 27s finished and then I'll call it. Because I need to go ahead and finish the page that I did yesterday that I worked on, or Monday that I worked on. And I need to get this page finished. I don't want to have a bunch of unfinished work laying around. And then I'll have another video up on Friday. Because I'll be working. I won't have a chance to upload anything. So, like I said before, I think I said, but I don't know what my schedule's gonna be like over the next few weeks. So I've got to just be uploading when I can. You know, like, I don't know. My schedule could get crazy. Now, if I work a few mornings, obviously I'll be able to record those days. Okay, it's a big area. I hate coloring big areas because they can dry up really quickly. And we don't want that. Okay, I might be a little silent for this part because I'm just trying to go fast and not mess it up. Whew. It's actually kind of warm right now. Probably because of this lamp. I gotta keep my lamp really close so that I can have a nice video. If my lamp was far away, then I wouldn't be able to see the numbers very good, and you wouldn't be able to see hardly anything because it'd be really dark. Let me show you here in a second. Okay. So, my lamp is right over there. Look at that. Yeah, see? So it's pretty dark, and then my shadow is over top of it. So, that's what the lamp is for, to make sure that it looks like it's good. Gotta have a nice looking video. Okay. So we're almost done here. Whew, it's been a long day already. And I gotta get up tomorrow, go to the store, and then go to work. So that's fun. Okay. So that is all of the 27s. Whew. So that is all I'm doing for today. I'm going to do the rest of this off camera, but I had a good time chatting today. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Also, hit the notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos, because that is a blast. I almost forgot what I was even saying before I said that. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys.